Hello to everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Outside the Box. This is actually episode number 25. I did some digging, found out we're up to number 25 now, so that's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's been going for a while now. Why do we call it Outside the Box? Basically, it's a casual podcast where we can just get together and just natter on about all sorts of weird and wonderful things and talk about the paranormal, ghosts, UFOs, cryptids, anything at all to do with high strangeness out there in this spooky little world that we live in. So we chat with paranormal investigators, researchers, and whoever wants to talk with us really out there around the world, and we get to hear it from their mouths, hear their sides of the picture, and just sort of hear a different viewpoint sometimes. It's always good to talk to people outside of yourselves and that may do things a little bit differently and may have different techniques, different approaches and beliefs. So it's good to hear from all angles and all sides. So tonight we've got the guys from Poly Paranormal Hunters. We've got Kingston and Tej here tonight. Welcome, guys.
What's up?
I've been enjoying your series so far.
Yeah. Been going at it for, I think this week will be 12 weeks, bro?
Yeah. We should be up to episode 12 this week.
Yeah. Just been doing it weekly. Every week.
It's a pretty hard slog, isn't it? Every week.
Yeah. I think it's something new in our community.
Yeah.
It's not an everyday thing. It's uncommon for Polynesians and Maori to dabble in this side of the realm. So
yeah,
I think that's why it's so intriguing to our community. Like it's something that it's taboo in our culture. So they'll rather see other people do it, but when they see us do it, they're like, "You're not allowed to do that," but we'll still watch.
Yeah. We've come across that ourselves. It is a very sensitive subject, and both Maori and Pacifica, they're very sort of protective about their stories and their spiritual ancestry and all that. So we have to tread lightly and we have to be respectful, and it's fair enough. But the stories are amazing. I mean, I've spent time talking to many of different Indigenous folks from Aboriginals to the elders over in Hawaii as well. And the stories are just fantastic. The stories that get handed down through the generations are just brilliant. I love them. They're incredible, especially Hawaii. If you ever get a chance to go to Hawaii, talk to the Hawaiian people about the ghosts and the ghost stories there, it's just fantastic. But again, they're very protective as well, so that they don't like to just tell anybody. And they're very kind of they like to tell you the stories, but you have to be genuinely interested. They're not after sort of anybody sort of making money out of it or sort of exploiting in any way. But it's incredible the stories that you hear worldwide. And I mean, Maori folklore is something that's always fascinated me as well. I just love the stories. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So it's good to hear that that you guys have come across a little bit of friction, I guess, from some people about it. It's it does show that they are a bit protective, I guess.
Yeah, definitely a bit of friction and pushback from our respective communities, but at the same time they can't stop watching us.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like a car crash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, the Pacifica, that's more sort of, I guess that's more Christian in their beliefs.
Yeah. Majority.
And Maori, what would that sort of be, Maori wise?
It varies. A lot of Christian beliefs, but then obviously there's a lot of Maori atua that they have their own deities and gods.
Yeah. So that side of it's just always fascinated me, eh? All the forest people and all the various different spirits and the lakes, the lakes and the mountains and all. The stories are beautiful. All right. Okay. So firstly, you guys have been going for, what was it, 12 weeks, you say? 12 weeks?
Yeah, this week
Yeah.
will be 12 weeks. Yeah.
I'd like to know a little bit about you guys, and what fueled this. What got you guys together? Have you always known each other? What's that spark that got you guys together to do this sort of thing?
I think
Sorry,
Kingston will have that answer.
eh? I think with me, I've had experience with the paranormal side, but it will be like different phrases in my life. I think it's always been in the back of my mind to investigate. I met the brother here, Tej. It was only through online, and he's been a follower of my wrestling career. Um, the brother Gerard, one of the brothers from the group, I've known him for I think over 10 years, I think, on and off. Um, and Enzo, that's one of the brothers. That's one of his mates, and it all came about where because I'm a content creator, and I think I just felt I was kind of like plateau with my content, and I wanted to spice it up a bit. And because I was so intrigued with the paranormal world, I just put the message out there in a video that like um, I'm looking at exploring the unknown. If anybody that's keen to jump on board and we'll go on this journey, let me know. And the first ones to message back was the brother Tej and one of the other brothers, Gerard. And because they both were like really intrigued with the paranormal world, and because I known them, and it was just an easy yes. I like to be with like a bunch of boys that I'm comfortable with, and those two right there there was an easy fit. Um, yeah, then we just been going at it for 12 weeks straight now.
Yeah. It's been pretty amazing just sort of seeing you guys sort of. I mean, I've watched every episode. I won't lie. I've watched every episode and I've enjoyed them all for all different reasons. Good fun. You're a lot more active and interesting than we are at an investigation. We're very sort of if you put our videos and your videos side by side, they're completely different. Um, there's a lot less talking and yahooing, but but yeah, that's what makes it fun. And I think with the paranormal, a lot of people do take it very seriously, and sometimes a little too seriously. And you can actually have fun with it. It is possible to have a bit of a balance. And I mean, we've had it. I mean, Sam and I have been doing this. Sam's been in the team for about, it must be 11, 12 years now.
Something like that.
Yeah. And me and him, we gel together really well. We work together really well. I think, I'm about, 10, 15 years older than you, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, about 10. We'll say 10.
Yeah. And we both went to the same school, Pakuranga College. We sort of, but we're sort of a whole era apart, I guess. But you find your team members that gel, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. People come and go, but you find those that are really into it, and those that you sort of, I won't say spiritually, but sort of you connect personality-wise. You might be different. I mean, Sam and I are different people, but we have enough in common that we could talk about. There's a few connections there, and it just works, doesn't it? I mean,
we're on the same page.
Yeah, I think so. And you can be honest and open with each other, and it's that honesty with each other that really fuels it and it helps it keeps it going. And with the rest of the team as well, we've got some great team members, and they're showing a lot of real loyalty and dedication to doing this kind of work as well. So, and that helps. It's that passion and that dedication to the research and actually doing it. Basically, just getting out there and doing it.
And wanting to find answers as well.
Yeah.
Just every culture has a story, and you just want to sort of figure out what it is. Why does everybody tell these ghost stories?
And you're not going to figure out the answers by sitting at home, are you?
No.
And that's pretty much what we do. I mean, I think that you guys are pretty much the same. You hear the stories coming from a certain location, and so you go there.
Yeah.
Because you want to spend time in that location to see for yourself. I mean, it's one thing hearing the stories, but it's another thing to actually go to
No, and
that
experience it. Yeah.
location
Yeah, exactly.
and just sit there and just absorb it all and soak in the atmosphere of the house and see it for yourself, see every corner of that house. I mean, I noticed you've returned to a couple of places, or one place, or a couple of places you've returned to, and it's good because you get familiar with that house and you sort of get to really understand how that house works and figure out what things could make noises that could possibly sound paranormal, but they're not. They're just not. If you've got a building that's decaying and rotting and falling to bits, you can sort of see these things firsthand, and you can get a better idea of what people are hearing and what people are seeing. And sometimes you can just debunk some of the stories. I mean, just by going there and just seeing for yourself. Once you're in these houses, you go, oh, okay, that's obviously what that knocking sound was. It was that window, that loose window in the wind knocking. People make claims of somebody tapping on the windows. That's what that was.
Mm.
Yeah.
We've got a few questions in the chat so far. And
Oh, cool.
I know you've only been in it 12 weeks, but we've got someone asking, what was your scariest moment so far? If you've had one.
I'll go first.
It's spookers.
Nah, we weren't scared once at Spookers, mate. Not once.
The video proves otherwise.
For me, the scariest moment would have been Kingston and myself were investigating at the Hillsborough Cemetery.
Yeah.
And while we were running our spirit box session, I had felt something tap my arm. Now, in the video, you can tell it's not Kingston because there's actually a bit of a gap between us. But that tap it almost felt like someone was brushing past me, trying to get past me. And the reason it was so scary for me is because it just caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting to get that sort of activity that early into our investigation.
Yeah. That's actually, it was interesting to see that episode actually, because when I saw the title of it, Hillsborough Cemetery, I thought, oh, okay, you've obviously heard the stories as well, because we've actually had quite a few stories come our way about people being touched in the cemeteries. And so when you guys started going out there and you felt like you're being touched and you were sort of feeling odd things and sensations, I was like, okay, are they experiencing what people have been reporting? And I thought that's always really interesting when people make reports and other people go out and they experience the same things.
Yep.
I thought, okay, because I've heard stories. As soon as I saw you being touched, I thought, I've heard about people being touched. So this is interesting, you know. It's almost like confirmation or a validation of some description, you know, a repeat episode of something happening. So yeah, so Hillsborough.
Yeah, mate, Hillsborough. Not gonna lie,
Been there during the day.
I was going to leave Kingston behind after that.
You was already
leave him
halfway
in
there.
It sounds like you need to go back and confront whatever was there.
Yeah, you would understand that we definitely have those feelings where it feels unfinished. You know, the locations feel unfinished. Yeah, and that's one of them.
Yeah, well, that's why we feel about the lake house. We actually had another one. There was another place that we had the lease for 2 years, and we investigated for over 20 times, 20 different sessions there over 2 years. And every time we would go there, it was an old school, and every time we'd go there, things would happen. So you could never prepare. Something would happen in one session, and you'd turn up the next session prepared to capture what happened last time, and something would happen somewhere else in the building. So it almost got to the point where we were thinking, you know, somebody's taking the piss. Whatever's here is playing with us, because you could never catch it.
We had a set of keys materialize out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it was just as we were packing up, and we heard that distinctive sound of, you know, keys dropping. You can't miss that sort of sound. Yeah. And it was sitting in a doorway that we'd be going in and out of all night. And the keys were just sitting right there, and we tried every door in the building, and these keys, they didn't belong to anything. So we just hung them back up on the power outlet in the room, and they stayed there, you know, countless visits after that. We just couldn't figure it out where they'd come from. It was as if someone had thrown them.
Yeah. And they were a brand new set of keys too. They didn't they weren't
Deadbolt
old
keys.
or vintage or any of that. They weren't rusted. They were just sort of like brand new set of keys from somewhere. So yeah, we've had a few interesting things. And it keeps you going, keeps you excited, and it's certainly research that's worth doing. I mean, I've been ridiculed myself for many years for doing all this. I've had people tell me that I'm just full of shit and that I'm wasting my time. And give up. There's ghosts don't exist and all this kind of crap. And I just don't let it faze me. I sort of I've spent enough time in this field to know that there's definitely something going on. I mean, I used to be a skeptic. I was quite skeptical, but I was still into it enough to go out and look for myself. I didn't want to dismiss something without having some sort of proof that it didn't exist. Just because I can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just, I've had a lot of people tell me to give up, but it's like things happen, and we'll do so many sessions where nothing will happen. It'll be just dead quiet. But then you'll do one session where things will happen, and that's when you get back on track and you get all enthused again and excited, and it keeps you going. It's those little moments that happen, just.
There never seems to be the right time or the right place. It's just a stroke of luck whether something happens or not.
Yeah. Any more questions there, Sam?
Yep. I'll paraphrase this one. Do you guys have when you go to a location, do you feel the need to do any blessings on yourselves, or do you have a ritual at all, or do you just go in?
Yep, we have a ritual before and after every investigation. So when we turn up to the location, before we walk in, we always start with a prayer, blessing all the boys and blessing our hunt, and then go and do the investigation afterwards. We come out. When we're done, we tell the spirits, you can't follow us. You're not welcome to follow any of the boys. You have to stay. And then we say our prayer afterwards to close it off. And then after we close it off, and then we have it's what the brother Tej said. It's called a Y wash. It's a Maori thing where we have a bottle of water where it's been blessed, and we kind of just wash our hands. Kind of just once the job is done, we just bless our device, bless ourselves with the holy water, and then before we go our separate ways. And we've been doing that since episode 1.
Cool. I mean, you do what you got to do, and you just whatever approach you feel suits you, you take that. I mean, we do the same. We have our own little style of doing things, our own little approaches and beliefs and techniques and whatever. They may differ from other people's techniques and approaches and beliefs, but that's it's just basically the way I see the paranormal is it's a huge pool of just experiences and happenings and activity and information, and it's up to the individual to sort out what makes sense to you. I mean, I fully don't believe that the paranormal or ghosts will be universally accepted at any time soon. I think I think there'll always be skeptics and there'll always be believers, but there won't be any meeting in the middle. And I think it's an individual thing. I think if you believe in spirits and ghosts and you've experienced things yourself firsthand, you know that they exist because you've experienced them. I mean, it's the same with any other mystery out there. Like, for example, Bigfoot. If Bigfoot walks out in front of you in a forest, you've seen him. He's right there in front of you. Nobody's going to tell you that he doesn't exist. He's right there in front of you. He's alive. So, if you've seen one and it's right in front of you and it's undeniable, you can't dismiss it. It's there. Nothing's going to change. So I think it's an individual thing. I think people have to experience things for themselves firsthand before they can even begin to try and make sense of it all. It's a personal journey, I guess.
And a whole lot of unknowns.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So did you guys have this sort of interest in the paranormal when you were kids?
Nah, no, with me. Nah. I didn't. This didn't cross my way until I think early teens, I guess. When I had my first experience,
Yeah.
I think when I was still living at home with my parents, and I think about 17 or 18, I think I was. And back then, yeah, I was having a smoke outside, and then there was no wind, right? It wasn't windy, and I'm having a smoke outside, but there's just one strand of grass just going like this, and I don't know, just I got a bit shook, and then it wasn't until like I looked, I don't know, when I was like 17, 18 years old, and I just started looking into like signs, paranormal signs or ghost signs or something like that. Because it just looked like out of the norm for me. Like there was no wind. I'm out here having a smoke, as I always do, have a smoke outside, and then just that one strand of grass just waving like that. And then yeah, I just when I looked it up on like to try and like explain what that sign was, and then um it just keeps saying like it's a sign of a presence in the area, or like some out of this world presence. So then like it always like tickled my fancy. Like I was ever since that point I've been like, so it's always been in the back of my mind, but I never fully crossed over to it. And then I had another experience like early 20s where um my younger brother, because he passed away when he was still I think a couple days old, and I was only like I think maybe 8 or 9 years old at the time, and my younger brother passed away. But then in my early 20s, he just came out of nowhere. I'm just out there just having my coffee outside, and then he just walked out from around the corner and just said, "Oh, what's up, my bro?" And then me thinking like, "Hey, oh, it must be one of the bros." Like I don't know who he is, and he was just saying like his name is Caleb, and that's the name that I named my son, Caleb, as me paying homage to my brother that passed away. It's kind of like in our culture where you got to keep that family member's name alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I get that.
when my so when my parents had that miscarriage, they named my brother Caleb, and then when I became a father, I asked my parents for permission if I can carry on the my brother's name and if I can name my firstborn Caleb, and they were like, "Yeah, that's cool." But it was kind of weird because like um that name Caleb, it was when my brother passed away, and then my uncle's, my mom's brother, he was having a newborn son, and he asked for the name Caleb just to carry on the name, but then he had a miscarriage. So then when I asked for the name, I was kind of a bit iffy because I didn't want the same luck or the same bad luck. Yeah. So yeah, like in my early 20s, then I'm outside having a coffee, and then yeah, this random guy just walked around the corner and said, "Hey, my bro." And I was like, "Oh, yo, what's up, my bro? Must be lost." And he was like, "Nah, it's me, Caleb." I go, "Hey, it's me, Caleb." Again. Then I'm looking around like, "Nah, I can't be," because no one knows that my brother passed away, and no one knows my brother's name is Caleb. My wife doesn't know my brother's name is Caleb. And then for this random person to turn around and say like, "Oh, it's me, my bro. It's me, Caleb." Again. Nah, it can't be. So I was like real, you know, there's a saying in the Poly Paranormal Hunters where we say like you got butterflies in the ball bags. So so at that moment I had butterflies in the ball bag. So
That needs to go on a t-shirt.
so with in that moment, like because I was so scared, I didn't know how to confront it. So I just took off inside, trying to tell someone like I saw my brother. And then by the time I came back out, Caleb wasn't there. And then that was like in my early 20s, like the when my son was born, like because I've been a dad. When my son was born, my firstborn, my eldest, I was 21. So like a couple of years after that, then my brother appeared to me, and I don't know. it's that kind of hope where I'm hoping to see him again.
Mm.
So I think with me stepping into the unknown and walking on this pathway right now, it's kind of like me trying to not closure, but like me trying to have that conversation again with my brother Caleb, or like at least see him again, because it's been, I don't know, maybe my brother came to me when I was 17, 18 years old when I'm having a smoke outside with outside at my parents' house. Maybe that was him. I don't know. It's like unanswered questions that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate that. It's yeah, it's sad, but it's nice, and it's really interesting. You know, it's yeah. I mean, I've always sort of said that there's usually about 4 types of people that do this whole, or are into this whole paranormal thing, that have an interest in paranormal. I mean, there are 4 types, 4 general types, really. I mean, there are the genuine researchers and scientific types that really want to find answers. So they'll go out and they'll do whatever they can to find the answers and the facts. And then you get the TV celebrity types that are doing it for, you know, fame and finance and all that sort of stuff. And then you get the thrill seekers that are just like part-timers that just sort of want to go out on the weekends and have some thrills. But then you get the others that are more sort of it's a more spiritual side of it. It's more they're wanting closure in their lives. You know, it means something. It's something very important. It's an emotional level, and it means something on a whole different level to maybe what I'm into the paranormal for. And it's more emotional. It's more spiritual. It's more connected, I guess, and more deeper. It's deeper. It's not just a matter of finding answers. It's about connecting with somebody that has passed away and just getting some sort of closure. And we've had a few sessions during our public events, Sam, with Ouija boards, because we use Ouija boards not for our investigation work, but for public events. We bring out Ouija boards. We have them and we show people how to use them in a controlled environment. And we had one session where there was this lady who was very wary about Ouija boards. She didn't really want to use one, but she sat down with it because she saw people enjoying them, having a good time with them. And so she tried it, and she was there for the whole night in that room with her and about 3 others, and they were in the session with a Ouija board for pretty much the whole night. And she came out in tears, and she was crying, and she said, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was amazing. I've never had done this before." But she believed that she had just spoken to her deceased husband, you know, and she had closure.
Right.
And she said, "Oh my God, you know, I never got to say goodbye to him, you know, and I got to say goodbye, and we got to have a chat, and it was all done through a Ouija board." But I mean, who are we to say no, you didn't? You know, we don't know. And it was very personal and very emotional for her, and it meant a lot to her to do that session with him because she got some closure in her life. And I think closure is important for everybody. It helps the grieving process, you know, and it needs to be done.
I think she stayed there from about 9 o'clock at night right until 7:30 in the morning, because we were doing an overnight session that night. And she stayed there talking to her husband. So it's brilliant. It's really nice. I actually filmed the whole session, which I can't put out there, but I filmed the whole session. It was just beautiful to hear. It's just some of the stories you hear back. It's just like, wow, it's worth it. You know, it is really worth it. And whether I believe in the same things that they believe in, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's an individual thing. Actually, if you want to use Ouija boards on any of your sessions, I've got a whole bunch of them.
So we or at least me personally, I'm not one to mess around with Ouija boards or seance things like that. That's
but isn't it the same as using a spirit box?
Some would say it is, but
I would say it is.
The reason I won't use a Ouija board is because growing up, especially in a Pacifica Maori household, we're taught that Ouija boards, for lack of a better term, open portals to demons, so to speak. So for me, that's something I wouldn't
Yeah.
I wouldn't dabble in. We actually get a lot of comments on across all of our social media posts about our paranormal investigations, about, oh man, you guys should use a Ouija board, and I've got nothing against people that do use them. As you said, some people get some really beautiful messages come through and some closure, but I don't think it's something that I would personally use. We've spoken about it in our team. We've had discussions about it. But yeah, it's not something we're looking at. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's the stories about the Ouija boards. I mean, I don't personally believe in them. I have a whole heap of them in my. I've got a whole room full of Ouija boards that I've been given to and I've collected through the years. I don't really believe the stories, but I enjoy the stories, and I enjoy the folklore, and I enjoy the designs and the history of the Ouija board, and I just find it really fascinating. So that's why I collect them. But nothing's ever happened. Nothing's ever happened to me. So fingers crossed, knocking on wood. Yeah.
Well, as you say, I mean, a lot of our public events, we only use them for educational purposes. So it's more of a we have a belief system on what they are and how they work. Like a hand-eye sort of thing. There's always somebody pushing it as what we believe.
There's always one person pushing that planchette. There's always one.
And of course, who makes them? Hasbro, isn't it? Is it Hasbro?
Yeah, Hasbro makes them.
Yeah. So I mean, it's the same company that makes a lot of your favorite board games, and it was originally designed as a bit of a courtship thing, where dating youngsters would try and talk to the. I don't know how that would be romantic or not, but they tend to.
It was more of a courtship thing. It was more sort of like and a couple were courting, they were sort of dating, and so they would ask questions. And back then, these questions would be quite saucy, and they'd be like, "Oh, so will we ever have any children? Can you tell us, Ouija board? Will we have any kids together?"
It's kind of like one of those magic 8-balls, right?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. So a lot of the demonic side of it came from Hollywood. It's a lot of the witchboard movies and things like that.
Which is being remade.
I've seen it. It's terrible. And they use a pendulum instead of the Ouija board.
What?
Oh. Yeah,
it's called Witchboard.
Yeah. It's probably the worst movie I've seen so far this year.
I didn't realize it was actually out.
Yeah. I can hook you up if you
want. Okay. Gadgets. Have you guys gotten much into gadgets at all? Any thoughts about gadgets in the paranormal?
Yeah, it's in the works at the moment, but for now we're just going. For now we're just I don't know, like just scraping what we can get since we all started, and we're just like we're getting like maybe gadgets like one at a time, not all at once.
Yeah.
So like for now we're just using the spirit box at the moment until we suss out what else to get next.
Yeah.
With toys, I don't know, like with me, because I'm such a tight ass when it comes to money. And like
same.
Like the brother Tej will like send me links of like paranormal toys or paranormal gadgets, and I'm like, because I'm such a tight ass with money, bro, I try and find something that comes close to it.
Yeah.
So then, like when it comes to toys, like light up kind of balls.
Yeah.
So then, like I'll go to the $2 shop, and I'll go to the doggy area.
It's the same stuff.
I'll try to find like a ball where it lights up, or like chatterings, or like a rattle.
Yeah.
Then I just know like watching your Paul New Year Homestead video where they had a blue torch, and yeah. So then I was like, the color blue must trigger them. So then I'll grab a blue ball. Yeah. That one.
That's the one. As you can see, just for the record, look how flat it is. It doesn't roll.
Yeah. So after seeing that episode, and then
there you go. It's got a light. I put it on the chair like that, off, and it was just an afterthought. And I thought maybe something would push the button and the light would go on, and the camera that I'd positioned down the bottom of the stairs might show a light going on upstairs. It was kind of an afterthought, really. I had a torch in my hand. But yeah, that's the actual torch. Yeah, pretty basic.
You made a good point there, though. A lot of the stuff out there, if you chuck Ghost in front of it, they'll throw a few extra $100 on it, but you can find the same stuff for cheaper, and it does exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I recommend AliExpress. I've been buying a shit ton of stuff off AliExpress. It's super cheap and it gets here really quickly. It takes about a week to get here. And you can get everything. I mean, a couple of old lights. These are color changing lights. You know, they're so super cheap. I get a lot of my camera gear and my brackets and handles and things that I need for holding cameras and things. Super cheap. AliExpress, I totally recommend it for cheap paranormal stuff. And they have lots of gadgets like EMF meters if you want to get into EMF meters and temperature gauges.
Proximity sensors, things like.
I mean, a lot of them are sort of very basic, cheap versions. They're cheaply made versions, so they're not really hardy ones that last for years, but they're good enough to kickstart things and see if. I mean, with gadgets, I think you've got to find out what interests you the most. What are you trying to find out with those gadgets? What are you looking for? I mean, a lot of people are into like EVPs, electronic voice phenomena. So they're interested in voices and sounds. So you wouldn't go out and buy a whole lot of camera gear if you're interested in recording sounds. And if you're interested in capturing movement or motion and stuff like that, you'd get things that can detect motion, like REM pods and motion sensors, which you can buy super cheap as well. Motion sensors are really cheap. You can pick them up for like $1, $2, really cheap. And trigger objects. You can use anything for a trigger object. Ball bearings. I mean, we use Mr. Smiley. I don't know if you've seen Mr. Smiley. He's our yellow ball with a smiley face on it, and we've had him since the beginning. And he was from the $2 shop, and we take him on all our investigations. And he's been kicked downstairs and down hallways, and he's been spun around on its axis and all sorts. And it was like $2, and he's given us all sorts of fun and joy. And he's probably seen more action than we have. So
yeah,
I wish I could say the same for my blue ball, man.
I was just about to say that.
I was gonna say, like, I wish I could say the same thing for my blue ball that I got for the lake house or for the pump house.
Yeah.
I bought it on the game and then on that night it popped. Shit.
Popped?
Yeah, it popped. Yeah.
A ball?
Yeah. So I got a blue $2 blue ball from the $2 shop, and then I think me and the boys were just playing like a little experiment where one of the brothers would roll the ball into the green room. Obviously missed the green room, so then he went and grabbed it, came back, gave it to one of the other brothers, and said, "Oh, instead of rolling it, throw it into the green room." So then the other guy, he threw it, and then Tej went to go pick it up. And when Tej came back with the ball, it was like deflated. And they were like, "Did you, when you picked it up, was it still hard or was it flat?" I'm like, "No, it was still hard. I was gonna give it to me." But by the time he was gonna give the ball back to me, it was already deflated, and more like,
oh, that's weird. They're pretty strong. That rubber, isn't it? It's like rubber balls, and it's quite pretty.
It says rubber balls where it's spiky. Spiky rubber balls.
Yeah, another ones. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, when I picked it up, it was still inflated and as per normal, and then within what was it, like a 2-3 meter walk, I literally watched it deflate in my hands.
It's crazy. Wow. So that could be something. It's something it's unusual for that kind of ball.
I know we haven't had a ball since.
Margaret doesn't like the blue balls, eh?
Any more questions there, Sam?
Nothing at the moment. Maybe one from me. Obviously, going back to the whole taboo thing, what do your family think of you doing, or family and friends? Do you get a good response from them, or?
it's kind of uh, it's kind of like half and half on my side. Like they say, like my family, they know I'm dabbling into this side of the world, but they it's kind of like that feeling where you don't have to say anything, but I know you don't like me going into that kind of world. Yeah. So because my parents, I grew up in a religious household, so like me stepping into this, it's they know I'm doing it, but they'll rather not say anything.
Yeah.
And like, because I respect my parents, like I understand like they've never had a family member that's dabbled into this side of the world before, this dark realm before, or spiritual realm. Um, as far as my mates, my peers, like they're the ones where they tell me to do this, or they tell me to do that, or like they try and give me like they try and put me in situations where they don't believe that what we're capturing is true. So then like I'll tell them like, oh, it's up to you if you want to come on a investigation hunt with us like next week. It's up to you. Then blocked,
Wow.
blocked, or like just seen my messages and stuff like that. But like
Mm.
as far as like friends and family goes, it's always like half and half. Some
Yeah.
know, some it's either it's good and bad.
It's not for everybody. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's
It's not everybody's
it's
cup of
not
tea, you know.
you know, you either love it or hate it. It's sort of yeah. I mean, I've met people that are just so disgusted that I do this kind of thing, and they just
Mm,
can't believe that I would just go there. And I thought, well, but it brings me joy. It makes me happy. I enjoy doing it.
mm,
I find it really interesting. Why wouldn't I do that? I mean, I'm not really a sports guy. I'm not really a gamer or anything like that. I know Sam's a gamer, but this is kind of my thing. It's what interests me, so I go with it. And everyone's got their little hobbies and things that sort of fascinate them
mm.
and keep them entertained. And this is my thing. Um, so yeah, you're saying about your Kingston. You do you're a wrestler.
Yep. I'm a wrestler. Yep.
Are
Been
you a
wrestling
professional wrestler
for
or is this a hobby wrestling?
no. Wrestling was my job at one time.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've been in the wrestling game for about 12 years, I think. 12. If you
Wow.
count COVID, then it'll be like 12, 13 years. But because COVID came along and I couldn't travel out and do my shows, so I would just say like 10 years.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, wrestling was my job. Like I flew over to Japan and wrestled over there for a wrestling company. And yeah, that was pretty much my income over there. Um, I started off here in New Zealand and then did a couple of shows up and down New Zealand, North Island, South Island. And then I think with me, because I'm so competitive and if I'm wrestling the same bunch of boys up and down the country, I get bored
Mm.
and I need competition. I need something to uh, spike my it's like if you're doing something and you're just content and it just gets kind of boring. So you need that extra level up. So then I took off to Australia and I wrestled all the wrestlers over there in Australia. Then from Australia, I got picked up from one of the ex WWE wrestlers at the time. His name is Shelton Benjamin. Um, he liked what I had and what I had to offer. So then uh, he told me like, oh yeah, we'll you come with me and we'll go to Japan and go have a crack over there. And I'm glad that I did because like I went over to Japan and I learned the Japanese style of pro wrestling, which is more in the Western side of wrestling, it's more entertainment, more showy.
Mm.
But then with Japanese style of wrestling, it's more combat, more hard hitting. Like they actually treat pro wrestling as another form of martial art. So I'm glad that I jumped ship over there to Japan.
Mm.
And then came home. Um, my wife was having another baby, our youngest. So had to should I carry on or should I, you know?
Mm.
So I just didn't want my kids growing up without a dad, or I didn't want my kids seeing me as just the dad that comes for a couple of weeks and then shoots off for wrestling. Yeah, so I don't want my wife being like playing the mum and dad role while I'm away.
Mm-hmm.
They hold down the fort while I go gallivanting. Yeah.
And have you found, like with wrestling, I mean, it's a sport where you're really pushing yourself sometimes, aren't you? You're really pushing yourselves. You're facing a few fears as well. You're facing a few, by pushing yourself, you're sort of pushing yourself to a few limits as well.
Mm.
Do you think that may have helped you with your paranormal work, like facing a few fears? I mean,
I think, yeah.
Or is it a different side of you that comes out for your wrestling?
I think with me, I like tapping into the unknown, especially with pro wrestling. Like I like to step out of the box. So like if I think with me doing pro wrestling and the character that I've formed throughout the years, it kind of is like it's kind of like the same as like stepping into the unknown with the paranormal world, where like I love a challenge. I love not breaking stereotypes, but I like I like being the first to do something. So like with pro wrestling, I'm the first pro wrestler from my area. So where I live is Otara, South Auckland. I'm like pretty much the only pro wrestler from my neighborhood. And then for the paranormal world, I believe hand over heart that we are the first Polynesian group in New Zealand.
I think you are. I can't think of any others.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that's why we're getting so much traction as the Poly Paranormal Hunters, because it's unheard of. And I think what that it fuels me, because like I'm hoping that like the pathway that we set, some brown brother or like Polynesian brother will follow behind us.
Yeah.
At least we know like if there's any other up and coming paranormal investigators, like if they want to venture off into this, like we know where to go.
Yeah.
We know which pathway you should take.
Yeah. I suppose there's a bit of responsibility there too in your part, because being the first, you're probably going to inspire others, maybe young people, to sort of go out there and do this. So you need to sort of be good role models, I guess, and show them that, you know, there are good ways of doing this and bad ways of doing this. And with the paranormal, because it's such an unknown, you don't know what you're going to face.
Yeah.
So you need to be careful, and you need to be aware of your surroundings, and you need to sort of understand just a little bit at least, what you're dealing with. I mean, we've had people join our team that have this interest, you know, that they've seen it on television, and that's pretty much their own experience. It's just that they've seen it on television, and they don't really know much about the real world of paranormal. And so when they enter it, then things start to happen, and you know, it's either too boring because it's a lot of sitting around in the dark and the cold with nothing much happening, or things are happening that they weren't expecting, and it really, you know, it freaks them out, and they can't handle it because they weren't expecting it, because they've been fed all this sort of false narrative from television, and they haven't tried the real world paranormal yet. And so I think if you're going to be the first, I think it's good to sort of try and do it right, and really instill that sort of I don't know, the facts, I guess, and the real world of paranormal. I think that'll inspire people, because I mean, I like what you do. I think the whole keeping it entertaining, paranormal, you know, it's successful over in the US, it's successful in the UK, and I think it's working. I think nobody else is doing it here. So, I mean, we do videos ourselves. We don't do, not our videos aren't like your videos. Our videos are pretty much just footage. We sort of montage our footage to get, you know, edit it together, footage from various cameras, and we sort of piece it together. A lot of the time there isn't much of a story to it, or when you're sort of beginning a read, it's just like footage connected together, and we try and make it look nice as best we can. But with your ones, I think you have a story. There's a story to yours. You have the cruising up to the building, the prior to the investigation. You've got leading up to it. You've got the investigation. You've got the daytime. Then you got your nighttime. You check it out in the day. So there's the whole journey. It's pretty much a whole episode, isn't it? You've got the whole story there.
Mm.
It's like a movie, but the beginning, middle, and end. And I like that. It's good. It works.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No, it does. It works. It works really well. And it's what sort of gear do you use for filming? Use GoPros and
yeah, just GoPros, yeah.
Yeah, GoPro's action camera.
Yeah, they're good, eh? I'll go. What's that? Hero 10?
Black 13.
13.
Yeah.
It's the new one, isn't it? Isn't 13 the recent one?
The recent one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think 1100, I think it was. It was, eh? Yeah, 1100, yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, but tell them how long it took you to figure out how to use it.
Like I said, I'm not tech savvy, man. Like,
oh, neither am I. Sam's more tech than I am. I'm always suffering when it comes to technology. I'm hopeless. I think it's an age thing. When you get to a certain age, you're just like, I can't do this. I can't deal with it.
Yeah. I'm more tech savvy, but I'm the one with the shit equipment. You've got all the good stuff, but you don't know how to use it.
I know. I buy equipment. I buy gadgets and things because people tell me that I've got to get this. I've got to try this. It's amazing. You get all this evidence. You get all this stuff. If you want to find what you're looking for, you get this gadget. So we're like, So sometimes I'll give up on it. Sometimes I'll take a risk, and if it's not too expensive, I'll buy one if I can get a cheap deal. I've got a few friendships out there with people that make equipment. Actually, I've got a mate over in Whitby. I'm not sure if I told you. I've got a mate over in Whitby, over in the UK, who creates apps. And I know you guys like to try a few apps. I've used a few of his apps. I'm not really an app person, but he creates apps, so he's got a whole bunch of them. So I can actually get you copies of his apps if you'd like to
cool.
take them for test drives. See what happens. I mean, I'm sure he'll appreciate somebody from New Zealand.
Oh, nice.
Trialing his apps.
Definitely.
And it's something I can, it's just a download, so that's pretty easy. Any questions you guys want to ask? About what we do? No, you don't care. You just don't care.
No, it's just that I'm kind of like starstruck because like I've watched you guys as a youngster, and then like it's like you guys kind of molded us into this pathway, and then how you were saying earlier, like we as Polynesian Maori, we got to set the tone or be like good role models for the next coming up, and that kind of like that's like motivation for us because we learned that from you. Yeah. So I think
it's good to have my point of view as well. Like I'm one of your audience, and I'm looking in with my eyes, so I see things differently than you would see it. Mm-hmm. So you would look at your videos and see it a certain way. As an audience member, I look at it and I see it my way. And I believe in being honest with people about things. I mean, a lot of people have been offended by my honesty. They'll ask me, "What do you think about this, Mark?" And I'll tell them, and they'll be totally pissed off. It'll go against what they think. But if you ask me what I seriously think about things, I'll tell you. But I'll be honest. But no, I like it. I do like it. I mean, there's I think you're on the right track there, and you've gone into some cool locations. I think it's something that's just going to grow, and I think you've got the right dedication, the right sort of passion for it. I think I don't know about doing it every week though. I don't know if you'll keep that up. I reckon that'll be a challenge.
Oh no, we'll keep it up.
And it's easy just to jump into a cemetery at any point, and film it. If you want content.
No, but sooner or later we'll start branching out, like outside of Auckland. Sooner or later.
Yeah.
So like we're just going for our little bucket list or our little list of like locations, and we're just slowly ticking them off.
Have you got the Haunted Auckland book?
Got the
Haunted Auckland book?
No.
The one I wrote.
No.
Hang on. That one.
Oh, no, I've seen it, but I didn't have it. No.
Okay, I'll save a copy for you. Okay, I'll give you one.
Oh well,
That way you've got about nearly 100 locations to check out.
there's 100,
That's
over
100
100,
more episodes.
There's a lot. I tell you, the more
just
you
in
talk to
Auckland
people,
alone.
Hmm?
Just in Auckland alone.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of places. I mean, a lot of them aren't open anymore, but it's a matter of talking to people. I mean, a lot of the locations we've found have just been through just rocking up and saying, "Hey, do you guys have ghosts? Anything happen here?" You know, and usually they'll go, "Oh, actually, I mean, that's how we found the lake house. The lake house. I just rocked up and said, "Oh, hey, hey, I don't suppose you had anything odd happening here?" And he's like, "Yes, come on and have a look." And it was the same with the Smith and Coey's building. Many years ago, we investigated the Smith and Coey's building in Queen Street, massive multi-level department store. And I just contacted the manager of the time there and asked him, and he said, like, "Yes, we've had a lot of activity down in the basements. Come and check it out." And so we got into Smith and Coey's. It was big news. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's shut down now, of course, the big Smith and Coey's building. But yeah, even the Civic. The Civic used to be very quiet about their ghost, the Civic Theatre. And then we started going there and hyping it up, and then we heard the stories, and we started putting the stories out there. And now they're very open about their Frida Stark. Frida was a dancer there, and so she's thought to want the Civic Theatre. And a lot of hotels and theatres initially are very closed up about it. They know things are happening there, but they just don't want too many people knowing about it because they think it might hurt their business in a way.
Yeah.
But the whole paranormal field, it's becoming quite popular now, and it's becoming quite accepted now. And it's not as taboo as it used to be. And more people are researching it and looking into it seriously. I mean, even scientists are starting to look into it quite seriously as well. And I mean, there are scientists out there, really renowned scientists, that are looking into the afterlife and near-death experiences and ESP and psychic abilities and all that. It's kind of, the evidence is starting to mount up that it can't be dismissed. It's the scientists are starting to look into this and go, "Hey, there's something going on here. We need to look into this." And so they're not getting the funding to do it, so they're having to do it purely out of their own interest. But the interest is definitely there, which is brilliant. It's taken a long time coming, but yeah, it's. I reckon in another 10 years, science will be on our side, and they'll be side by side marching down those spooky corridors. Yeah.
So do you guys draw the line at ghosts, or do you have interest in other facets of the paranormal, like UFOs or cryptids like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, that sort of thing?
It's funny you mentioned that. At the end of one of our sessions, after we had done our ritual and our prayer and our whitewash, like Kingston mentioned, what we usually do is we sit there and we talk a lot of shit with each other, right? We catch up, we shoot the shit, we just do what we do. And it's interesting you mentioned that, because we believe, and it's hard to explain it to anyone that's ever asked us, and we've told them because we were the only 4 people that were there to experience it, but we believe we encountered a shapeshifter. A humanoid figure that had walked by us, and as it walked past us, we were watching it. It grew from, I don't know, about 5 foot to 7 foot as it was walking past. Kingston can vouch for it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of bullshit, because it just so happens that only Poly Paranormal Hunters saw it.
How close was it to you?
Ooh,
We were like
pretty close.
Yeah, like because we were on the footpath after, like, it was during our one of our episodes where we did a return run to Carrington, but we got shut down.
Yeah.
So we were just pissed off, like, oh, we couldn't get back in there. So we all walked back down to the car. We just chucked all our gadgets back into our cars, and we just stayed on the footpath, having a little yarn, like what Tej was saying, just talking shit like we always do. Yeah, and then that shapeshifter was walking from the side of the road into the off street that we were parked in, and instead of walking on the opposite side of the footpath, it was walking in the middle of the road. and they walk past us like all hungover, like hunched over, and then we were like on the footpath, so our cars were like standing right behind our cars, and it was just like that. And then out of nowhere, it just shot, like we were saying, like just shot up to like the tallest person alive, man. And we're like, hey. So we're just typical us, bro. We had our fist clenched. Like, oh, if you do something, we're ready. Yeah, but then like all of us were trying to get like a visual of his face, but there was a lot of spotlight there. Couldn't see anything.
The easiest way to explain what the face looked like, if you've seen the movie The Ring, and you know how the faces are kind of blurred and askew, that's what it looked like. You just could not get a good visual of proper facial features. And then the same night, since that night actually, every investigation we've done since that night, we have been experiencing like bright flashes in the sky, just super bright. It's like a split second, just a flash. We have no idea what it is, and it always happens when you don't have your camera filming.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
Have you thought about going up to the top of Mount Eden or One Tree Hill and doing some sky watching up there?
Nah.
On a clear night, you can see some stars up there, especially
even Whatapu.
Whatapu, yes.
Yeah, that's a good
Whatapu,
place.
that's the perfect one, yeah. Whatapu night watching. Perfect clear skies. You got no light pollution from the city. There's no light pollution there. It's just stars everywhere. Yeah,
wow.
good. Yeah.
Couple of extra questions here. Would you ever consider exploring the islands, going back to the islands and doing investigations there?
Yep.
100%.
Those were like that was like one of the main questions that keep popping up once people started taking notice of the Poly Paranormal Hunters, and they knew they were Samoan, Maori, Cook Island, and they were like, if you're doing it in New Zealand, I bet you'll get butterflies in the ball bags if you did it in the islands. And we're like, yeah, we'll add it to the list.
Is there anywhere there in particular that's well known that you would like to explore?
I think because in Samoa there's different villages, and every village has their own story.
Right.
So like if I was to go and investigate, I'll just investigate the village that I'm from. I think it's more disrespectful or like a bit rude if you just walk into someone's village asking like, oh, have you got any ghost stories? Because like they're not familiar with who I am. But if I go back to my own village, at least my mates, like at least the boys, they're safe with me because that's my village.
Yeah. Cool. There's one for you, Mark, as well. Is there any location that you've been to that you have felt possibly a heavy sensation or foreboding, perhaps?
Yeah. Kingseat Hospital is one that we've investigated many times. We've been to quite a few of the villas. We're slowly making our way through all the different villas and buildings there as we can get into them. But it was actually the old Spookers building, I think it was. The nurses' quarters, was it Spookers building? It was one of the big villas, and I can't remember if it was the nurses' quarters, which is now the Spookers building. Just trying to think now. There was a whole row. I remember there being a whole. It was the Spookers building. It was upstairs, the upstairs floor of the Spookers building, which is used for the actors to get ready. They used it for storage at the time. I'm not sure what it's being used for now. But there's like a long corridor, and there's all these little rooms coming off it. And I think they were like rooms or cells or something. Maybe it was one of the other villas where they used to keep the patients. But I just remember a long corridor, and it had all these little rooms off them. Every single room looked exactly the same. They're all painted white, and they all looked exactly the same. And I went from one room to the other, going in, filming each room. Every room felt exactly the same except for one. And there was one room I walked into, and it was this heavy, heavy feeling. It was almost like walking into this big invisible thick cloud of something, hot air. And it was just suffocating. And you just walk into this one room, and it was just this thick atmosphere. So that you walk out of it and you go back to the room beside it, and it's nice and airy, and it's fine. It's all good. So yeah, out of all those, that whole hallway full of cells or rooms, whatever they were for patients, there was one room that stood out, and it was just this heavy. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really a spiritual person, so I don't know if you call it negative or, but it was just this really thick wall that I sort of had to walk through of air. It was really bizarre. I couldn't. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's I couldn't see it. I could just feel it on my face as I walked through it. Yeah, that was probably the heaviest I've ever felt in a place. Pink seat, I suppose.
Makes sense.
Hmm. Anything else there? We're up to
Nothing
date.
that hasn't already been asked at the moment.
Okay. Well, one thing I just want to say, guys, about one thing I do appreciate about it is your little solo things that you do on your own little channels, where you'll speak your mind about things and you speak up about things that piss you off and things that you don't like and whatever. And that's some sort of I think that kind of honesty is brutal, but it's honest and it's good. It's beneficial, and I think it's I fully appreciate it. I mean, I listen to both of you guys. Kingston, you'll be sitting in your car having a bit of a rant, and Tej, you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, and it's
The car is my safe space. That's why.
yeah, but it's very empowering. I just like it. I just think it's just, I think you go, guys. It's like every time I like Tej's recent one about Maori, I guess. I was like, wow, okay. I said a lot of people won't speak up about that. They just close up about it. They don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah.
And so they just don't say things about certain topics. Things just don't get said. Everything's just shut up and hush hush. And nothing gets achieved and nothing gets fixed, and problems just become more and more problems, and problems aren't solved because they're just hushed and covered up. People like to put a band-aid on things and just hope it goes away.
Yeah.
That's one thing I have to say I love about you guys, is that your brutal honesty about your opinions. And I mean, I have opinions about things that people don't agree with, but I haven't got the balls to sort of go online and say it sometimes. I mean, sometimes maybe, to mates, but you guys will come out and you'll say it, and I thought, wow, that's power, and that's much respect to both of you for doing that, because it's like, you're airing, you're purging, you're getting it out there, but you're also saying what needs to be said, and you're saying what many of us are thinking, I guess.
Wow.
Thank you for that.
Oh, yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
So I mean, as an audience member, just sort of looking in and just sort of listening to it, I'm like, wow, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. I mean, it's harsh words, but it's got to be said. It's got to be said. It's just some things you can't sort of sweep under the mat and hope they'll go away. You've got to address these issues, and yeah, so good on you for doing it. Honestly, from me to you, just brilliant. I think we can all learn a lot. So yeah. Okay, that's it for questions, Sam.
Yep, that's it.
Oh well, we've made it through over an hour now.
Oh wow.
Oh, very good.
That was very good. Nice one. Okay, well, I mean, okay, guys, we're going to be hanging out soon. We're going to go and investigate together. I'm really keen to hang out with you guys and investigate. So we'll get our team, we'll merge with your team, and we'll just have some fun, get out there and do some stuff. We won't say where we're going to go yet to our people out there. We'll sort of do it behind the scenes for now.
Yeah, we've made that mistake.
We've got a few ideas. And we'll bang our heads together and we'll come up with some cool stuff. But yeah, it should be fun. Looking forward to it. So, thanks a lot, Tej and Kingston. Really appreciate you coming on.
No,
It's been
thanks for
good to
having us.
finally meet you face to
Having us,
face.
Sam. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Even it's
thank you.
online, but it's we'll meet you in the flesh soon.
Look forward to seeing you guys in the future and what you've got coming up in your videos. So,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody in the chat as well.
Yeah. Oh, thanks a lot for everybody for joining in, and thanks, guys, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks very much. See ya. Bye. See ya.